Hey guys, welcome back to another Planty video, and in today's show I will be sharing with you guys a plant that I found at Lowe's. It's a rare one. In my Anthurium video I mentioned this plant. I will be chopping the plant up and putting plants on a moss pole as well as extending some plants. Okay, let me show you the rare find at Lowe's. Ta-da! Here is the plant that I found. It's a little tall. I can't really get it all in the frame, but as you can see by the leaf shape, it is a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. When I got this plant, it was like in a 4-inch planter and it was short. So then I repotted it into a to-go container here in a chunky mix. It got a little top heavy. I added 2 stakes to it. I don't think it's helping anymore, but to support it, and now it's outgrown this. My idea is to chop this plant up for it to continue to variegate. Yes, it is starting to variegate, surprisingly. When I got this plant, it was just all green leaves. I was looking for another Rhaphidophora in my collection, and I noticed that it started to produce variegation. Attempt to show you. Do you see the slight variegation on the tips? Oh my god, I don't think you're able to see this. Do you see the variegation? Sadly, I have this plant growing on the floor and my cats nibbled the bottom section, so it's looking a little bald here. So I'm just going to chop the plants in sections and propagate it, and hopefully the variegation will continue. The next plant on the list is another plant that I'm experimenting with. I really wanted to try having a plant on a moss pole. Pothos or devil's ivy would be a best contender for it. And here it is. Isn't it lovely? I got this Snow Queen Pothos back in 2020. Where I got it from was a local nursery here. It's called Payless Nursery. And when I had gotten it, it was, in your 4-inch planter, and it was very short and bushy. And then it started to trail. And at that time, I didn't want it to trail, so I chopped the vine and placed it in water to let it continue to grow. And I don't know what happened to the mother plant. I think I probably gave it to my plant friend. I don't recall, but this is what I have left of it. And I used a DIY moss pole. What I used is some folders, and I made holes in them using the drill bit and fire method. So ghetto, but I also had zip ties to zip tie the folders together. It's working very well. And now it's time to extend it and chop it. So here are the bottom leaves. As you can see, they're very small. And this was when it was living in water. And then I attached it to my makeshift moss pole. And it started to get bigger and bigger leaves. Even bigger leaves. And bigger leaves. This is its latest leaf. Geez, it's like the size of my hand for size comparison. It's so big. And here's another leaf on it. OMG. Literally the size of my hand. It is so stunning. Look at the variegation. I'm so excited to watch this one grow. The top leaf here, it reminds me of this one right here especially. It reminds me of the Philodendron giganteum. Next plant on the list is this Philodendron billietiae, or Billietiae. It's one of my small ones, and I want to grow this one on my moss pole and experiment with it to see what it will do on a moss pole. I have my other billies just growing freely, free range, if you will, just growing whatever it wants to do. But this one, I want to try, since it's small, I want to try to put this on a moss pole and to see if it would do something, maybe variegate. And I have this beautiful planter here that was gifted to me from my friend. She got it at Target and it was on clearance. This is the, what brand is this? It's the Hearth and Hand with Magnolia collection. The color is giving milk tea. So gorgeous. And the saucer is attached to the planter, which I don't mind for this one because the saucer is actually like deep enough to hold a little bit of water. So I love this repotting mat. It is so handy and it's so cute. It's like little daisies. So here I have a moss pole that I haven't assembled yet. Got some rubbing alcohol to clean the scissors. I also got some moss, sphagnum moss, right beside me. I got a small little cup here. I got this cup at Walmart. Isn't it cute? It's iridescent. Do you see the iridescence? I got two of them actually, a small one and a big one. This one is holding some perlite. I'm using this clear planter for the Pothos. And then I got some nice chunky mix ready to go. Alright. I'm going to be working with this one first because I want the cuttings to be calloused over, or at least a bit dry before I propagate it in the medium that I'm going to be using, which is sphagnum moss and perlite. Rubbing alcohol here, and I'm just going to clean the shears so that it's sanitized for when I'm cutting the plant. These are the shears that I'll be using. They're so cute. And I'm just going to clean them. They're a bit stained. I'm just going to start off by chopping right at the base over here. So I'm left with this, this stump here. Hopefully it will grow. The variegation, do you see the variegation on it? It's like, wow. So what I'm going to do is just chop the top part here, where there's like a little bit of aerial root. Just going to chop it in like sections here. And I would probably just stop right about there. I'm going to let it calloused over a bit. The top cut, which is the main cut with the important cut, I think I might need more cups to propagate this one. I'm gonna let that calloused over there. Okay, let's work with this one here. This one has beautiful variegation on it as well. Do you see the variegation? It's so stinking pretty. I'm just gonna do another top cut right here where you see the aerial root right here. I'm gonna cut it like right about right here. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge to do. So I think I'm gonna cut it off like right where the second extension is. Okay, let me remove this. Velcro first to see where the roots are. Snip. Oh god, that's breaking my heart. Okay, I'm gonna snip it like right here. I don't know what to do. Sacrifice this moss pole. I'm gonna make an incision right about here to cut it open. This whole section down here that I'm removing will be under the soil, so that should be okay, right? Look at all those juicy roots. This is so hard. What do I do? Some incisions right here in between. Okay, maybe that, okay, it's freeing up the plant. Basically, that's what I'm doing, this part off. I want to get as many of those good roots in here as well. I'm going to remove some of the moss as well so that I could expose the aerial roots and try to put this one on a moss pole. Good thing I made this DIY moss pole because I could just destroy it without like feeling bad about destroying. See, the thing is, this is attached to a stake as well. I'm just gonna slowly remove the moss. That's what I'm gonna do. One at a time. Hopefully I don't break the roots. And it is dried moss, so it's a little hard. So this section is detached already, and those are the aerial roots from the top. And I'm just gonna try to slide the plant out of the stake. Oh god, it's stuck on there. Okay, let me move the stick out. Should use the stick on the back of the moss pole, not in the moss pole. I'm just gonna attach it on the outside, the bottom section here. All right, we got some nice aerial roots that will be going into the soil. I'm gonna remove the bottom leaf here. It's already dead or going to die. Let's get that good chunky mix ready here. I'm gonna add some of that good moss back in there as well to use as like a layer to catch, to block the drainage hole from spilling through. About that much. How's that looking? Looking great. Yeah, removing the bottom leaves, placing plant in, and filling it up with soil or the chunky potting mix. Tapping. Here's the stake. I'm gonna add it to the back of the plant. Okay. Fill it up a little around the base. Okay. And then using that Velcro, I'm going to attach the plant to the moss pole as well as to the stake as well. Like this. So it doesn't wobble around too much. There you go. Nice and secure. Okay, voila. Here it is. And I'm going to be adding the moss around the base back into the plant. Collecting all that good moss here. You can't really see what I'm doing, huh? Okay. Looking great. Now it's at a much more manageable size. Okay. So I've got some moss here, and I will be adding some water to it. Let me get some water, actually. All right. I've added water to the moss, and let's just drench it. Okay. Let's drench the moss. Soak up the water. There are like some twigs in here. You want to remove those twigs. See? Remove them. I have a cup right here at the top to add water so it could slowly drip. I'm going to remove that and add the moistened moss into the pole. Wow, this moss is very hydrophobic. It's not wanting to expand that much here. I have a chopstick. Where is it? Right here. Let me use a chopstick to shove it in. Shove it down in there. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Let me see if I could show you. Here I've added the moss in between the plant and the pole so it could have contact with the pole better. And I shoved some moss in between the plant ties as well. Even on this side. Do you see? Right here. That's what I did. Okay, this one is done. Dunzo. The medium that I will be using to propagate the Rhaphidophora, some moistened moss, and some perlite. So that's the medium I'll be using. And first, let me just get some moss into the mix. I'm gonna wring it out. I want it to be very moist, but not soggy. Delicious. I'm making a salad over here. Then I've got a cup of perlite. I'm going to be adding it to the mixture, just like about that much. And let's just mix it up. It looks like it needs more perlite. So I'm going to add all of the perlite. I've seen this mixture at a plant shop before, so I want to try it out. It looks like it's been successful for them, so let me attempt to recreate that for my plants as well. Cup I got at Walmart, and some clear solo cups as well. I'm going to take some of this mixture and adding it to the base of the cup. I'm using my hands for this because that's the best option I have. Stick them in like so and fill up the rest of the way with mixture. I'm going to keep this moist for the first couple of weeks because I know that the roots haven't been developed yet. That's the top cut. Isn't it gorgeous? Hopefully the variegation will continue. Do the same. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Water propagate this one. Just like that, and some water. Okay, 4 cups of cuttings. Hopefully they will variegate. Let's see.